Hi everyone and happy Monday. I'm saying happy Monday because it is Monday today, which means we are doing another weekly vlog and we're going to do a what I read, what I watch, and what I game vlog because I really loved doing that vlog the first time around, and this week I actually have like almost no plans, so I feel like I can really focus on each of the categories and get a lot done. So on tab for reading, I started The Nightingale last week and I started Heated Rivalry last week, so I'm hoping to get one of them done at least, hopefully two. Maybe I'll start another book in between. The Nightingale I am really liking so far, but I will say, I don't know if this is a controversial take, but when I started The Woman, I could not put that book down. I read it in, I think, 2 days. The Nightingale I started last week and I was liking it, but I didn't feel that same pull into that book, if that makes sense. It's still a great book though, so I'm excited to see how it plays out. I just felt like I wasn't as excited to read it as I was when I was reading The Woman. So for movie watching, I am going to go see Project Hail Mary on Tuesday, tomorrow, which I'm super excited for, which I feel like I'm contradicting myself a little bit because I've said many of times I don't really care about space. However, I really like Ryan Gosling as an actor, and I feel like Project Hail Mary, based on the trailer, seems like it's going to be kind of comedic too. I'm just not really into super space kind of movies. I don't know how to explain it, but I think if there's some comedic elements to it, it'll work, and I just think Ryan Gosling has really good comedic timing, so I'm excited to see it. And then I thought it would be fun to pull maybe 3 movies from my movie jar, and then challenge myself to read something from my movie jar and then watch whatever else I want to watch. I've been watching Tell Me Lies. I'm on the 3rd season. I binge watched season 1 and 2 over the weekend, so I only have 1 more season to go. It's kind of crazy, but I felt like I needed to take a little bit of a break. I haven't watched any today and I didn't watch any last night because honestly, it's really toxic and I think my brain just needed a break. But thought it'd be fun to choose 3 movies from my movie jar. And then for gaming, I have been back kind of on my Animal Crossing kick, and then maybe I'll play some Sims. But let's choose some movies.
Okay, this one just came flying out, so maybe this is the one. That'll be a good pick. All right, so the first movie I got was Bridge of Spies.
I feel like Tom Hanks is in this movie, which honestly is great because I feel like Tom Hanks never disappoints me in movies. So the way I do my movie jars, I check to see if it's on any of the streaming platforms I have, and then if it's not, then I choose another movie because I'm trying to save money as well. So
all right, number 2, I'm kind of hoping for an animated. I like kind of a variety. I want an animated movie, maybe a drama, a romance. Okay, second movie I have. Maybe I'll pull 4 just in case some of these I don't have.
Okay, this one's called A Silent Voice, the movie. I don't even remember what this one's about, so I'm very curious to look this up.
I mean, it must have been on my watch list, so. Number 3.
Drive My Car, which I also don't remember anything about this one. Interesting, okay.
So this is number 4.
Zodiac, I'm pretty sure is that thriller movie with Jake Gyllenhaal. And I might have seen this movie already, so I need to look this up. If this is the one with Jake Gyllenhaal and not Hugh Jackman, then I have seen this one.
Last pick.
The Royal Tenenbaums. Okay, great pick because I've been really on a Wes Anderson kick, so I'm extremely excited to watch this one because I just recently rewatched The Grand Budapest and realized that it's probably one of my favorite movies of all time. It's weird because the first time I watched that movie, I knew I liked it, but when I rewatched it recently, I was like, this is going in my top 4 Letterboxd. I loved it. Okay, let me look up these other movies and see what we got going here. Okay, this is crazy because literally every single pick that I picked today is not on any of my platforms anymore. A Silent Voice was an animated romance, and I swear I saw this one on Netflix and it's not there anymore, so that sucks. Bridge of Spies I couldn't find on any one of my platforms. Zodiac, the only one I could find it on was Prime, but it was only available to rent or buy. And then Drive My Car, couldn't find anywhere. So The Royal Tenenbaums was the only one I could find, so we're gonna pull 4 more. Bridget Jones' Diary. I'm pretty sure this is on Netflix. I've seen it on Netflix many of times, so if it's not there anymore. We got Millennium Actress. That's also a animated movie, which should be still on Netflix. Oh, we have Wuthering Heights. I've already seen this. I must have put this in before I watched Wuthering Heights. A Star is Born, which I have already seen. However, I do remember putting this in because I want to rewatch this one. So that's a good pick. I actually just saw that one, I believe, on Netflix or Disney Plus. Okay, and last one, I want like kind of like a drama, like an action drama maybe. The Outrun? Oh, that's the Saoirse, is that how to say her name? I'm so sorry if I butcher it. Saoirse Ronan movie. Love her in everything I've seen. So, okay, let's see if I have any of these ones. So I have all of them except for Millennium Actress. Okay, I thought I'd show you some of my Animal Crossing Island before I go move to the couch. Honestly, I just put this moon here because I really liked this moon. This is my house, my turnips. I'll just show you my favorite part of my island, which is still a work in progress. So I got like a little, this is kind of my like beach resort slash like arcade area. We got a lot of sushi over here. This is like the VIP club. Whoops. Pool. Also don't mind my outfit. So this is like my arcade. Hope I don't get copyrighted for this music. I wish you could so badly go like in the rides. The Ferris wheel, merry-go-round, working on this area. Got like a bathroom here. Yeah, that's a little bit of my island. Also, I just realized I'm debuting my short hair on YouTube. So I got it cut last week. I got in like long layers and I really like this length on me. I feel like, so in 2024, I cut my hair to like about here. I'll insert some pictures here, which I personally didn't think it suited me that well. I knew I didn't want to go that short, and honestly it was kind of unfortunate because I cut it right before our honeymoon, which I mean, obviously I don't regret doing it. I just didn't love the way it looks. So now looking back at my honeymoon photos, I wish I kept my hair long for our honeymoon and then cut it after, but it's fine. But I think this is like the perfect length for my hair, and anytime I cut it again, like usually I like to grow my hair quite long and then cut it shorter, so I think this is like the length I will always cut my hair. I would love to dye it blonde or like pink, but it just wasn't in the budget right now. And also, I mean, my hair is extremely healthy right now, so I'm also like, do I want to bleach it and completely wreck it? Probably not. The thing about having so many hobbies is I just don't know which hobby I want to focus on right now. Maybe, I don't know. Here's the thing. I want to be like sucked into this book just like how I was for The Woman, but it's not, I don't know what it is. It's weird. It's just not grabbing my attention, and I'm like, maybe I'm just like not in the mood. I just feel like now I have to read this book because I did a whole like video about which book should I choose between ACOTAR and this one, and then so many people commented on my TikTok. It's now become my most viewed TikTok ever. So I'm like, I feel obligated to read this book now, but I know deep down, obviously I'm a mood reader, so if I'm just not in the mood, it might not happen. And I also don't want to force myself to read it because that's going to make me have even more of a negative like approach to this book. So that's why I'm not going to necessarily force myself to read this one this week, but I'm going to challenge myself a little bit because it would be nice to have this one in my March recap. Good morning, everyone. It is now Tuesday. It's probably around 9:40. I can't see the clock from here, but I'm going to start today by just doing my one freelance task of the day. And then we check Animal Crossing because my friend Kara and I take turnips very seriously and we always have to check the turnip prices. Or I'm going to finally finish Tell Me Lies. Look at Maple. She is my favorite villager right now. If you've been here for a while and have been watching my videos, you know I'm on the hunt for Tia, though. She was on my first island, and I'm really on the hunt for Meringue. So I'm really hoping a villager wants to leave today. So I'm trying to pay off my house loan. I have one more floor to build. before I'm completely done my house, so... Realize I need to charge my phone because I didn't charge it last night, so I didn't want to film my whole Animal Crossing gameplay or else my phone would be dead. But I ended up on a Mystery Island with vines, which is perfect because I always need some vines. And then I'm going to go to Harv's Island, and then I'm going to read. So I'm not going to try to play Animal Crossing too long today.
Welcome back to the basement yard. Frank, what are you doing? Smoldering and smizing over there.
Going to read a little bit of The Nightingale and then see where I'm at. I will say I don't think I'm going to finish this one this week, so I might switch over to Heated Rivalry. So one, I at least have 3 books to talk about for March, and then also it'd be great to just finish a book this week. So, but we'll see. Maybe this next chapter will get me really into this book. I just got to chapter 5, and I will say I'm more hooked on the book now. Sorry, I realized my hand looks humongous there. So chapter 4 was like Isabel's perspective, and I liked her chapter way more than I liked the other sisters, who I now cannot remember her name because it was a few days ago that I started this book. I'll remember it, I'm sure, once I start reading again, but I liked Isabel. I think I like Isabel's character in general more than I like the other persons. So, but I feel like things are starting to pick up now. So I'm on chapter 5. I am officially on chapter 8, so I'm definitely getting way more invested in this book. But I think I'm gonna pause here because it is almost 4 or just after 4. So we're going to the movies in like 2 hours. So I think I'm just going to take a little break from reading.
Oh, princess, you're going to regret that.
Good morning, everyone, and happy Wednesday. So it is, I think, like 8:30 right now, and I'm going to get my freelance stuff done within my like first hour of my day because I want to read today, I want to game today, and I want to watch a movie today. But speaking of movies, before I get into my freelance work, I did want to talk about what I watched yesterday, which was Project Hail Mary and the Hannah Montana 20th anniversary special. So starting with the first one that I saw yesterday, which was Project Hail Mary, all I gotta say is wow. Because coming from a girl that doesn't really love space movies or sci-fi in general, I was blown away, and I honestly did think that Project Hail Mary was going to be kind of the exception because I feel like based on the trailer, I knew that the movie was going to be pretty comedic. Honestly, someone like Ryan Gosling, I feel like just fit this role so well because he has like the perfect comedic timing for a movie like this. And I knew the second that I was starting to have feelings for this rock that it was going to be an emotional movie. I didn't cry though, surprisingly. But some standout things about the movie, one, Ryan Gosling's performance. I think any actor, I was telling Andrew this on our drive home, it reminds me of Castaway with Tom Hanks. Like any actor that can get put into a movie where they're basically acting by themselves, I find that extremely impressive. And then honestly, just the effects. I was blown away by just how beautiful some of the space scenes were. I think the special effects were just incredible. There was a few moments where I was like, this is absolutely stunning. You can tell that this was a big budget movie. So overall, I, on my letterbox, gave the movie a 4.5 out of 5. Okay, and then the Hannah Montana special. So, funny enough, I actually started shedding a little bit of tears for that movie. I felt myself getting emotional, and it made more sense for me for that because I have a lot more like nostalgia for Hannah Montana than I obviously do for Project Hail Mary. But I thought it was pretty good. I will say some of the guests felt slightly random. Like I know that Emily Osment and Mitchell Musso couldn't be there, but like talk to some of the other casts, or like I was surprised like Dolly Parton didn't come on the show because I know Miley and Dolly have like such a, you know, obviously very close relationship. And yeah, honestly, the special, I thought it was cute. I wish she sang a few more songs. I would have loved actually a few more interview questions. Like I think this special literally could have been like a 2-hour special because I feel like there needs to be like 1 hour of like interview stuff because I feel like there was just so many iconic moments in Hannah Montana that we could have talked about that forever. And then we needed like a 1-hour special for singing like all the songs. I would have loved like a mini concert movie as well, just because she sounds so good. Okay, anyways, I've ranted about movies and stuff. This vlog is probably going to be so long because it's only Wednesday. But I'm going to get some work done, and then I'm going to play some Animal Crossing, and then figure it out from there. So I just fell down a rabbit hole of watching YouTube and like TikTok videos, and now I feel like my brain has rotted. So I'm gonna take Katie out for a walk and get some fresh air, and then let's see if I feel like reading. I don't really feel like playing Animal Crossing. I don't feel like looking at a screen closely, so if I'm going to watch something, it's going to be a movie, but I think I need to give my eyes a break from a screen. So I was like, why are my eyes so tired? I feel like I haven't been watching TikToks that long. I forgot, literally, before I started watching TikToks, I edited the first part of my week for this vlog. So basically everything you've watched up to this point, I was editing, so I didn't have to do it all on Saturday. So that's probably why my eyes are tired, because I went from editing to TikToks. So I think I need to give my eyes a break. So I'm gonna go walk Katie now. Okay, so I just got back from my walk with Katie, and here's the afternoon plans. I was going to read, but I feel kind of like a little bit of a headache coming on, honestly, probably because I haven't eaten all day, so I'm making lunch now. So I figured I would watch Tell Me Lies while I am eating lunch. I thought about watching a movie, but honestly, I didn't really want to commit to a movie right now. So I feel like Tell Me Lies is like the perfect thing to watch while I'm eating. And then once I eat, I'll see how my head feels, and if it feels better, I'm going to read.
It's not bad.
This scene made me like so depressed. Happy Thursday. It is, I don't know what time it is, probably around 9:30ish, 10 o'clock. But yesterday after Tell Me Lies, funny enough, remember when I was like, I'm gonna watch Tell Me Lies because I don't feel like committing to a movie? Well, I ended up watching like 3 episodes of Tell Me Lies, which I feel like is equivalent to a movie length, honestly probably longer. I feel like season 1 made me so angry, and then season 2 was pretty, like, not, I don't want to say the chill, because like obviously a lot of shit went down, but I feel like felt weirdly more tame than the first season. And then season 3 I feel like is giving the same energy as season 1, where I feel just like depressed watching it. So I was like, okay, I need a break. And then I ended up doom scrolling yesterday, and honestly just watching YouTube videos. I got so into just, not brain rot necessarily, but I feel like I just didn't really feel like watching anything or reading anything. Like, I didn't even watch Survivor, and I was supposed to watch Survivor last night, which means I'm going to watch it tonight. Today, though, I think we're going to have a bit more of a productive day. I've been debating on going to HomeSense because on TikTok, I keep seeing these videos where people are like, look at all these books I found at HomeSense. I used to live really close to a HomeSense, so I used to go to HomeSense all the time. And I remember there being a book section, but I don't remember really seeing like popular books. Now, to be fair, I wasn't really looking that closely at the book section at the time, but I keep seeing these videos on my TikTok where people are like, oh my god, I'm at HomeSense, look at all these popular books, and they're a lot cheaper. So I'm like, I feel like I need to get out of the house today. And because I don't have like literally any plans for the rest of the week, I'm like, maybe I should go out and go to HomeSense. And then there's also a Winners nearby, and it's starting to feel kind of warm today, so I'm like, I think I need to try on some shorts. And I feel like I just need to motivate myself. Here's the thing, like, this is how I've been feeling about my running journey too this year. I keep putting it off. Example, it will be like a nice day like today, and I'd be like, oh, I should run, but oh, I just showered this morning, so I don't really want to run. I'll run tomorrow. And then we end up getting snow the next day. So today is a pretty warm day, where my HomeSense is like in like a kind of like outdoor strip. So I'm like, I feel like this is the perfect day to go.
It's not like I stopped thinking about you.
So,
I'm really sorry that I didn't tell you sooner.
So I just finished, well, not just finished, but because I've honestly just been sitting here on Reddit and also just thinking, but I finished Tell Me Lies completely, and I gotta say, so based on some Reddit posts I was reading, it seems like a lot of people just felt like the last episode was rushed, and I also agree with that, but at the same time, I also kind of understand like why it was done that way. But there was just so much that I wanted more of. I kind of wish there was more of a conversation between Bree and Lucy, and I needed more about the like 6 years in between the wedding and the college years, because I feel like there were so many things, like Lucy and Steven getting together. Like, how did that even like happen? Like, why would Lydia even, like, I know Lydia obviously was mad at Lucy at the time, so maybe she got with Steven for like revenge, but I don't know. That just seems weird. Max and Lucy, how they end up getting back together. And yeah, I feel like there was just like a lot of things that were left like open-ended. I feel like Marianne, Oliver, like that whole situation, like we had that one talk with like Bree and her mom and them, but then it was just kind of like done. So overall, I thought the show as a whole was really good. I thought the drama was there. Honestly though, this show made me feel the exact same way I felt after finishing like 13 Reasons Why. Like, I liked 13 Reasons Why. Now I will say I have some problems with some of the later seasons of that show, but like overall I like enjoyed 13 Reasons Why. However, that show left me feeling depressed after, which obviously makes sense given what the content of the show is, but I just feel like, I don't know how to explain it, like dark mindset, but also like just like exhausted, I think is the right word, and that's kind of how I feel about Tell Me Lies. But yeah, overall I really liked the show. It was a lot, and also I feel like if you're easily triggered, you should definitely look up trigger warnings for this show for sure. But yeah, I think I'm gonna watch Bridget Jones' Diary. That was one of the movies I pulled from my movie jar. Or I might watch Survivor. I'm honestly in the mood for something kind of like lighthearted, and I'm pretty sure Bridget Jones is like a rom-com, so it shouldn't be like too heavy. And then I decided not to read today because I'm 99% sure I'm going to start my 24-hour readathon tomorrow. So I'm going to read like 12 hours in 12 hours. But yeah, okay. I'm going to watch my movie and then report back on my movie.
This year would be no exception.
There you are, dumpling.
My mum, a strange creature from a time when pickles on toothpicks was still the height of sophistication.
Oh my goodness, it's so hard to film for all the platforms, and that TikTok one took me way too long to film. But hello, welcome. It is Friday and we are doing the readathon starting today. So I decided to do a 20-hour readathon, and I'm going to do 10 hours today, 10 hours tomorrow, and it's honestly because I'm starting this a bit later in the day than I'd hoped. So I'm going to do it that way. And I thought it would be fun to at least document day one of it. For the fun part, this is what I'm going to be reading. So as you know, I'm reading The Nightingale. I am reaching page 100 in this book. I believe this book is like 550 pages or like 580 pages. So the goal is to get at least halfway done this one. So I need to get into like the mid 300s to achieve that goal. As you know, I'm also reading Heated Rivalry. I think I'm on page like 20. So I'd like to get a good chunk of this book done. And then I started The Wife Between Us a few weeks ago, and if you know me, I'm a big thriller girly, so I thought it'd be good to throw in a thriller option as well. And then lastly, I have Fangs, which is a graphic novel. I thought this would be a great one to kind of break up the heaviness of all these books, because I think each of these books are heavy in their own way. So it'd be good to add in kind of more of a lighthearted book, even though I don't really remember what Fangs is about. So for all I know, it could be a really emotional book. But I have my timer here, and we're going to start this readathon. All right, first hour-ish done. I am on chapter 5 now of Heated Rivalry. I think I want to read a couple more chapters and then switch over to The Nightingale or The Woman Between Us. So it is 7 hours and 36 minutes left to go. I just put a meal in the microwave. It's one of those microwavable ones because I didn't want to spend a lot of time cooking, so I can eat that while reading. I was going to change over to The Nightingale, but I just started part 2 of Heated Rivalry, and I'm 27% of the way into the book, so I think I could get to 50% at least, and then I'll switch over to The Nightingale unless I just want to end up finishing Heated Rivalry. But yeah, I think it's pretty good. Honestly, I feel like the show was such a good adaptation. Like everything that's been happening in the book, I feel like they did a really good job at representing it in the show. I'm enjoying it. It's definitely smutty. It's probably the smuttiest book I've ever read, but I knew that going into it. I mean, after watching the show, I was like, well, the book is probably going to be quite smutty. Little falafel bowl, 0 sugar Fanta, and my Kindle. All right, part 3 with 6 hours and 25 minutes to go. All right, we are at the 4 hours and 40-minute mark, and I am on chapter 18 of Heated Rivalry. So I think I'm going to end up just finishing Heated Rivalry because I do really have a hard time like kind of going back and forth between 2 books, and I feel like I'm reaching the end of Heated Rivalry. Like they just mentioned maybe taking a trip together. So I know that the cottage scene is probably going to be coming up soon, and then basically the book ends. So, or at least I think it does. I think for day 1, I will be reading probably just Heated Rivalry. So it is the following day. Happy Saturday. I think I'm gonna end the vlog here, but I want to update you on yesterday's readathon. So I ended up just reading Heated Rivalry for the whole readathon, and I read 345 pages of it, and I finished it, and I read for a total of 8 hours and like 30 minutes. So I didn't make it to the whole 10 hours, but honestly, I feel like reading over 8 hours straight is an accomplishment, so I'm happy with that. We'll see how much I read today, but honestly, I'm not really in the mood to read today, so I'm just gonna kind of see how it goes. But I'm gonna end the vlog here. I hope you enjoyed what I read, what I watch, and what I game. Oh yeah, that was the other thing I was gonna say. Yesterday, obviously I spent most of my day reading, but I ended up watching a little bit of Survivor last night, and then I watched Wicked for Good. So that is everything. Oh, and I also checked my Animal Crossing Island like briefly yesterday before starting my reading challenge. All right, I'm gonna end the vlog here, but I hope you enjoyed it, and let me know if you like these kind of vlogs because I really like filming them. All right, I'll see you next Sunday. Bye.